Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone! Welcome to Finding Nemo GBA, the most expected run of all time, and most importantly the most awaited tutorial of all time. Okay, I'm gonna start real quick. Hold on, I just need to put my timer somewhere. Okay. So we're gonna start on this level, so timer starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this game, momentum, you need to dash a lot. This is what I'm doing right now, and sometimes I don't hold directions like I'm doing right now, so that you keep more momentum. So this game is actually pretty momentum heavy, as in you need to control all your momentum all the time. You need to skip text box here. Here I'm aligning right to this spot so that I can use this momentum. Oh, I messed up the movement here. Oh, never mind, I went through. Okay, so you get the idea. It goes fast. You push those with the B button. And here I'm gonna use a special trick. I can pause buffer those inputs. And I can go slightly through this platform so that this spell can clip through. And technically this setup is slower, but I just wanted to show it anyway because it's kind of cool. And also those enemies have like lots of cycles involved, like in terms of where is the camera. So basically when enemies get loaded in, they start like a certain cycle, and sometimes you want to dash in certain spots and not in some others so that you can have good cycles. Yeah, just use the damage boost to throw the spell faster. Those spells are basically used as a way to, as a keys with those oysters, like around here. And here I'm gonna do a skip where I use pause buffer again to basically dupe this spell. I call this trick clam baiting, where instead of using this spell for like one oyster, you can use it for multiple ones, and it's gonna be used twice in this round. So here, and in next level, in level 6, which is Abyss. So in this level, you have like the Raymanta teacher who is just completely incompetent, and so you have to find back all the students he lost on his way. So just go around to keep those spells and use those spells and bring back the students. So like really good educational system in the coral reef, you know. So sorry if I don't have too much time reading the chat. It's again quite an intense game. Yeah, one drawback of those clam baiting tricks, which is here, I use it for this pearl so that I don't have to go around, is that because you have to bring a pearl from somewhere else, you need to do another strat which I wasn't explaining here, which is like pearl juggling. Like you see how I'm releasing and grabbing the pearl again, and this is so that you can use your faster momentum because you're not holding anything for like a few frames instead of having to holding the entire way. Something else I should mention, so there are like many cutscenes you need to skip just holding the start button, and it's just nice to know where you're supposed to do this, and you can also use them to buffer inputs. Something I haven't explained yet is that in those levels, at the end of each one, there is like a mini game, a memory game, where you need to swap the correct cards, and it's just like it gives you like a nice picture or something. Well, as nice as a GBA resolution can be. And yeah, you can basically just skip it. The only place where we don't skip it is at the end of the run, because you need to finish that mini game in order to unlock like the credits. So this level is pretty straightforward. You just need to like race Dory. You don't actually need to catch up to her. It's just like an auto scroller, and also the movement is really different. You can see how it looks kind of scuffed, and it kind of is. And that's because, yeah, you kind of want to dash in certain spots, and also you don't want to hold any double directional input, like it's either up, left, down, or right. So here, Minefield, those things can kill you in 2 shots. And here I think I did the proper movement. Yeah, okay, so I went through all of those mines, and of course I get hit right at the end. And it's kind of a hard movement to get. Like, you have to be pretty much perfectly aligned to go through. Okay, so this level is split into 3 parts, so we just did the first part. Now it's the second part, which is kind of a maze kind of thing, where you need to pull up and down some switches around here. And here we have also one involvement of the cycle of enemies when they're all loaded in. Like here, I keep unloading and unloading this bubble stream right here. And oh wow, I actually got the cycles, and I got to go through without getting hit. So that's a pretty neat minor time save. Okay, so here there is a really cool trick. I'm gonna focus on it, doing a setup. And you can clip through those. This clip was actually found by another runner of the community, Cheeky Chunk. Shout out to him. Who told me about it, and I managed to find the setup. Same for here. This one doesn't save as much time, but it's kind of nice and completely lean. And yeah, might as well just mention how, except for boost, where it's really difficult to have the perfect timing to boost at the right time to get perfect momentum. Otherwise, the movement is completely consistent, and also the way the pause buffers work makes it really easy to find setups. Okay, so this level is just meeting the folks in the aquarium. So you just gotta talk to them, and there's like a little puzzle every time. Okay, you got to hit this scuba diver. And might as well take that time to mention the different mechanics between Nemo and Marlin. And it might not be necessarily as visual as some other stuff, but their speed and the way they slow down after a boost are slightly different. Like basically, here I just bounce against the wall by dashing to keep some more momentum, some more power juggling here. Oops. And yeah, basically Nemo is like the intense, like the intense dashing, really fast pace, and Marlin is like slightly slower, and it makes it kind of hard sometimes to switch between the two kinds of momentum, especially here. Okay, so Abyss has a few tricks, and there is one coming up here. Like there is a rock on the right here that you're supposed to use to block some upstream, but you can skip it. I'm gonna focus on that. Okay, so you can just dash at the right moment here to go to skip this, and it only saves like a few seconds, something like 4 seconds if I recall correctly. But this is just the entirety of this game. Like, movement is really important, but also there are like so many of those tricks that save a few seconds here and there. They can kill your run if you fail them, but at world record level you have to go for them. And also here I'm gonna go counter the current to drop this pearl, and I got lucky. So you see how, oh god, I almost failed that after I got it. So you see how this pearl bounced? It bounced on the left, and here it can actually bounce to the right, and you have to redo the trick because you're too slow while holding a pearl. So that's why you had to go up to go counter the current and make it drop towards the left. And yeah, it sounds really dumb. I'm gonna do clam baiting again here. Dropping here to save a bit of time. So yeah, it sounds kind of dumb, but the mechanics of those pearls bouncing is RNG. And here especially, it can be really bad, as in it can drop towards the right, and it's like a huge dip, so you would have to swim a lot more. Oh god, why did I go for this? And again, here, oh, it dropped perfectly into this oyster, but if you're really unlucky, it can bounce towards the right as well. And here it actually goes to where the original pearl, the one you're supposed to use, not the one you had through the clam baiting earlier. That's where the pearl is. So basically I would have done like this whole skip and would have to do the normal way. But that's pretty good that we didn't have to do that. This is an auto-scroller, basically, this anglerfish. And I just like to keep dashing, like, without even trying to avoid it. It just looks silly that the anglerfish cannot eat marlin, even though you're just right in your way. But also, this is a one hit, so if I get hit, I just lose a minute. So it's just pure swag. Oh god, this one was close. Also, fun fact, here, like, the text is gonna show up Y and comma at the same time. Turns out in the Russian version there is one less character, but they show the Y and comma separately, so it doesn't actually save time of a text. And yeah, this game overall, like, the only text differences is in text box, so it's not that much, but technically the Russian version would be the fastest. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna focus on this minigame. So pufferfish, you need to bounce to make it bounce towards those bubble rings, and the mechanics are really finicky. Like, depending on where you hit it, it's gonna bounce more towards up or right or on the sides, and it's gonna go a bit faster or not. And so it can be really difficult to get some good bounces. You can also make it go bounce towards the top of the aquarium. Oh god. So that it actually goes down faster. It's like go up to go down faster, so it can be difficult to optimize. This level of bouncing the pufferfish is way easier than the fast one, I find. But you know, it's not technically RNG, but it's so hard to control that might as well just call it that. Wait, I was talking about... Oh yeah, version differences. So, turns out there are actually two versions of this game mainly. And turns out this game basically got a patch. And okay, so this minigame is just grabbing those bubbles. It's like, it's an auto-scroller, so not really important to show. Also, just don't miss any bubbles, otherwise you just fail the minigame. So those version differences. Yeah, so the skip, like the clips through the bars found by Cheeky Chunk in the minefield, turns out that this got patched in the later versions of the game, and they patched it, but just not even by fixing the collision. They just removed those bubble streams that were used. Oh god. That were used to clip. So the devs probably noticed that you could clip through, and they were just like, instead of fixing collision, we're just gonna remove the things that allow the trick, even though the mechanics still would technically exist. And also they fixed like some text box where it wasn't showing the proper character. And yeah, and here's just basketball minigame. Also, if you want to play this game casually, for this minigame, just don't move Nemo at all. And yeah, you can push it towards the... what is this even called? You can, yeah, push it even on the way down or way up, that's fine. If you... Basically, the last throw is the important one. And I failed it, wow. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, also don't fail them if you want to be optimal. Okay, I finally have time to read the chat and it's gonna stop in like 10 seconds. Diver's helmet, yeah, there we go. Ah. Also, they technically rotated it for this minigame. Like, how does that make sense? Like, do they just move it around? Like, they don't even have arms. Oh, this one is one of the few few levels that doesn't have a cutscene at the end. I mean, I'm talking about cutscenes, but really it's like cutscenes in terms of GBA license game, as in it's just screenshots of the movies in really bad resolution. But you know, that's the typical thing for GBA license game, which is my bread and butter, as you all know, clearly. Okay. So Jellyfish Forest, there was just this part going against the current, and we're just gonna use a few damage boosts here to go, like still going up, still keeping that momentum, but also skipping having to wait for those jellyfish by going through them. And you know, it's just knowing the path. And you're just gonna find Dory, who got stung by some jellyfish trying to escape. She's just right here. Yeah, look how fun she looks. Look how happy. Okay, filter block. So you need to block the filter. Yeah, thank you, Captain Obvious. And again, more pearl juggling, more damage boost. Going some counter the current, so... got to... Sometimes you can't pearl juggle everywhere. Otherwise, the current will be too strong and you would have to go around. So a damage boost over here to make the pearl... So that you... oops. Make the pearl go in the right direction and you don't have to, you know, juggle with it during that time, so it saves a bit of time. Again, go down. And this is one of the spots where, again, if you play casually, if you play the game casually, there's this next part. I think the way we do it in the speedrun, which is the fastest way, is the intentional way, which is doing a damage boost in this exact spot so that it bounces towards the right. If you try to go or counter that current with the pearl, it's gonna be extremely hard. And like, it can technically work, but it's completely RNG and it's frustrating. And yeah, I feel like this is a part where it's really hard to go through as a kid. And again, this is Turtle Drive. This is just like the third level, which is meeting Dory, which is, again, basically just an auto-scroller, and it looks terrible to watch. I'm so sorry about this. But yeah, it doesn't look as bad when you're playing, like when you actually run the game, because you're focusing on trying to go through those bubble rings, which I should mention, by the way, those counters at the top left and top right. It's like bubble rings, which become star rings for each 10 of them. Those give you attempts for the memory minigame at the end of each level. And so yeah, it's like, yeah, if you fail it, or you just lose one of those star rings, but you can keep going. And if you just matched all the pairs, you get the image, which would be technically a definition of 100%, I guess, but there is no actual 100% for this game on the leaderboards, as because of the way it works. Like, it would be either having to collect some rings across the any percent level, so just any percent but slower, to get some consistent image, or worse, you could just hope you get the right matching, so you would just have to run an RNG hell. Like, it's not even the oh god, I just went that thing completely wrong. Have to go here. So either, yeah, you go through a nightmare of RNG on top of the RNG of the pearl juggling and the pearl bounces and everything. Or maybe there is... wait, was I supposed to go there? Oh god, where am I supposed to go? Yes, I'm supposed to go here. I'm stupid. Sorry, I should focus on this a little bit more. Trying to commentate at the same time is hard. Okay. So you go down here. This level you can, in some spot, just add like an extra boost sometimes to just skip. Well, just to go a bit faster towards the next level. But I just want to go safe, so I'm not gonna go for them. And also, apparently I forgot the route, so... Doing great. Oh, thank you all. And yeah, another level where there isn't a cutscene, so you just skip the minigame directly. And we are already at the final level. Finding Father. Cool name. Oh, usually I do a boost here, but I guess I just went safe. again, this is one of the times where you go counter the current, and if you mess up, you just have to go around. There are those crabs, you know, the kind of reminds me of the rave crabs, like from that meme, like just dancing around. You know, even though when you're on world record pace at this level, on this level, you're just like so stressed out. A boss fight? I'm sorry, there are no boss fights. Like the final boss is just your nerves. And technically there isn't that much that is difficult in this level. Also, they introduced just for this level this fish, which is a nightmare, and scared me a lot as a kid. I just wanted to show it. I hope I got some people jump scared a bit. Crab rave is epic. Exactly. Yeah, just celebrating for you in case you PB. And again, this is the second spot where the casual solution is just having to swim through those currents, and it's just kind of weird that you have to basically spam a button as the solution, but okay, sure. Like, there are a few questionable level design decisions in this game, but that's fine. More pearl juggling to bring it to the last oyster, and dash down to basically race that pearl dropping down. And now you just break this rock, and Nemo just gonna find Dory just got abandoned. And also here is the text box where it's showing Marlin, and on the patch version it should be Dory showing up. So yeah, they did patch a GBA licensed game to fix a text box and to kind of fix a glitch by not fixing the mechanic but just removing enemies, so actually changing the level design just so that they don't have to bother fixing a mechanic. So, you know, least lazy game developer. And yeah, this is the final stretch. You're gonna find Marlin, and we're gonna fail the minigame. Oh god, I did not even fail it. Okay, and time is going up. Now, okay. That was a lot to catch on, and really not too much time. By the way, I got a matching pair, so this actually lost me time. And fun fact, I actually lost the world record pace. Like, it was really close. It was like 3 seconds or something, and I got a double pad. I lost the 3 seconds, and I lost the world record on that. So really, you can lose the world record to RNG till the last second for this game. But you know, it's still really fun, lots of mechanics. I hope I explained everything. There was a lot to catch on. And this is why I enjoy really much that spin game, and I hope people will catch it when the tutorial gets done. And I know people just don't trust me anymore. I'm just trying to make the best of it, and yeah, okay, whatever. But it's still gonna come out soon. Just don't expect it. I should, okay, not soon. It's gonna come out one day, just not soon. Okay, there we go. That's something. Thank you for watching.